What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to this prediction video. For this one, we will be covering a top of the table clash taking place in Spain's La Liga as Girona host Football Club Barcelona at the Montilivi Stadium in a Catalonia derby on the 4th of May, that is the Saturday. The last time we had one of these Catalan derbies was on the 10th of December, with Barcelona being the home side there. Girona actually came into that one as the stronger of the two teams, leading the La Liga table at that point. Surprise, surprise. And they opened the scoring as early as the 12th minute when a long ball caught Barcelona's defenders sleeping, and Dovbek was just able to capitalize on that ball and a quick counter-attack to put Girona 1-0 up. Barcelona hit back in the 19th minute through Robert Lewandowski from a corner. The ball is floated in and Lewandowski just heads it past the keeper. But Girona were out there to prove their credentials, and in the 40th minute, Gutierrez is just able to get a solo run into Barcelona's box. None of the defenders challenge him. He takes a shot and then it is 2-1 to Girona. Girona then rubbed further salt into Barcelona's wounds late in the 80th minute when Fernandez was able to capitalize on yet another long ball which caught Barcelona's defense napping to make it 3-1. Barcelona continued to fight back, and in the second minute of injury time, they did find their second through Ilkay Gundogan, who was able to turn and just slot the ball past the keeper with his weaker left foot. But Girona put the game to bed 1 minute later after Stuani finds himself completely unmarked at the far post, and a cross is played in from the left wing and he just heads it past the keeper. The final result: Football Club Barcelona 2, Girona 4. Girona going out and proving that it was no fluke that they found themselves at the summit of the La Liga table, while Barcelona, I think, learned a lesson from this one in perhaps not underestimating teams that they feel could be weaker than them on paper. We start off our team analysis with Girona. The last 5 fixtures for Girona have ended in 3 wins and 2 losses. Their last match was a 2-0 win away at Las Palmas. In these last 5 fixtures, Girona have scored 10 goals and conceded 7. So far so good for them. Still a very positive outcome and positive output from them. This season, the standout player for Girona has got to be Dovbek with 19 goals and 7 assists. The Ukrainian striker joined from Dnipro, and he has just done fantastically well at Girona, stealing headlines and actually finding himself in the race for Spain's Golden Boot this season as well. Next up, I want to talk Xavi with 10 goals and 8 assists. Xavi has brought a creative dynamic to Girona out wide. While we've seen them play this long ball strategy that has worked wonders against top teams, Xavi is the kind of player who can take on players 1v1 in close quarters, find amazing runs, find dribbling runs, get good passes in, and get goals when it's necessary as well. And finally, I want to talk Daley Blind with 3 goals and 2 assists. In all honesty, coming into the season, Daley Blind and Christian Stuani were the only 2 players I recognized on Girona's books. Obviously due to Daley Blind's previous tenures at Bayern Munich and then Manchester United, where I would say he was kind of a failure. But 3 goals and 2 assists show that this centre-back is a danger from set pieces. He is solid at the back. Girona really benefited from having his experience and leadership qualities in their back line, and I expect him to put in a very, very solid performance against Barcelona in this one as well. Next up, we look at the heavyweights here, Football Club Barcelona. Now, the last 5 fixtures for the Blaugrana have also ended in 3 wins and 2 losses. Their last match being a 4-2 win at home against Valencia. In these last 5 fixtures, Barcelona have scored 11, but somehow also conceded 11. Obviously, the big one being that fixture against PSG, where they were unceremoniously dumped out of the Champions League at their own home ground. I think in that fixture against Valencia as well, Barcelona can count themselves lucky because there was a red card in the later periods of the first half that I feel really influenced the match. The standout player for Barcelona this season, I feel, has got to be Robert Lewandowski. Just in terms of getting goals, 23 goals and 9 assists for Lewandowski are definitely nothing to scoff at. I think Barcelona have become a little overly dependent on Lewandowski, and in matches where Lewandowski cannot find a finish, Barcelona really struggle to find any kind of result. Next up, I want to talk Pedri with 2 goals and 5 assists. Pedri has found himself plagued by injuries this season, and I think that is a major reason as to why Barcelona have struggled in many matches this year. Pedri has suffered with back-to-back setbacks, whether it was coming back from an injury, playing 1 or 2 games and then going back, or being sidelined for long periods of time. But when Pedri has played, he's done quite well. I think Pedri was the standout player for Barcelona when they played PSG in France. He was sort of conducting things from their midfield, playing that puppet master Iniesta kind of role. And finally, I want to talk Ronald Araujo with 1 goal and 1 assist. I think Araujo has struggled with form this season and a bit of composure in Barcelona's back line. I think it can be completely contrasted with the composure of a player that Girona have in Daley Blind. Araujo finds himself perhaps giving in to tricky wingers and tricky attackers and lunging into tackles when he shouldn't be, giving away bookings, red cards, free kicks, and sometimes even penalties. I think he's got a lot to work on. He's still young, he has time. But recent weeks have sort of, I would say, sullied his reputation at Barcelona and perhaps left a bitter taste in his own mouth after he's come under constant criticism from other senior players at the club. Araujo needs to do better, and I think he needs to take this as a form of a positive criticism as opposed to taking it personally, which I feel is what he has done. Okay, on to our head-to-head and the S3M2 verdict. Now the last 5 fixtures between Girona and Barcelona have ended in 1 win for Girona, 3 wins for Barcelona and 1 draw. In these last 5 fixtures, Barcelona have scored 9, but Girona have scored just 6. I think when we look at these last 5 results, it kind of paints a strange picture here, with Barcelona looking like the overwhelming favourites. However, the league table couldn't tell a more different story even if it tried to. Barcelona find themselves second with 73 points, while Girona find themselves 2 points behind them in third with 71 points. So already we can see this is a major clash with the second spot on the table. I would not say that Real Madrid have won La Liga yet, but I think it is looking more and more unlikely for the other teams, with Real Madrid getting results every single week. I think with this being a local Catalan derby, Barcelona perhaps looked at the Montilivi and Girona as a team that is just the quiet neighbors, and now they're not so quiet anymore. They've taken the game to Barcelona in the reverse fixture at Barcelona's own home ground. Fair enough, it is still a temporary home ground while the Camp Nou is being renovated, but it still counts as Girona having to travel away. This is definitely a high stakes fixture with a lot on the line. While both teams are looking to cement their place in the Champions League next season, finishing second is something that Barcelona desperately need, just to alleviate a bit of the financial strain put on the club right now. Girona, on the other hand, can look at themselves and know that they have been major overachievers this season. I think when Girona looked at themselves in terms of the La Liga this season, they were perhaps hoping to finish in the top half, and now they find themselves chasing second spot and still kind of in the running for the La Liga race. I think right now Barcelona's over-reliance on Lewandowski has really punished them this season. In that fixture against Girona, Lewandowski and other Barcelona players had multiple good chances, but they were just not able to find finishes. And Barcelona were made to rue those missed opportunities. They've had to fight back and reclaim second spot after Girona led La Liga for large periods of the season. I think if Barcelona did not start off the season so poorly, they probably would find themselves much closer to Real Madrid. Maybe not top spot, but also Real Madrid maybe not feeling as comfortable at the top as they currently are. I think this one is going to be decided by Barcelona's defense. They were caught napping far too many times in the reverse fixture, and I think that is a trend that will continue here. So I do see Girona scoring. I think, however, Barcelona have found another gear after losing to PSG. I think they were really lucky against Valencia, but I think Barcelona have found a team now that is willing to grind out results, that isn't as, I would say, psychologically fragile. I think against PSG, Barcelona showed that when you put them under pressure, they can crumble, and they can crumble very, very badly. I don't think that will be the case in La Liga fixtures. I think Barcelona know that their fate in terms of La Liga is still very much in their hands, and I don't think they'll allow that arrogance to seep into their game the way they did allow it to sort of infiltrate them against PSG. I think Barcelona also tend to play, I would say, a little better away from home as opposed to playing well at home this season. Whether it's technically a home away from home, the Stade Luis has not really been a very comfortable place for them. So I think Barcelona will actually perform better in this one than they did in the reverse fixture. But I don't think it will be enough for them to collect all 3 points. I think the only winners in this fixture will be Real Madrid after they are able to get one hand on the La Liga trophy after this weekend. I see these two sides cancelling each other out, and I actually feel the score will be Girona 2, Barcelona 2. I think Girona will take the game to Barcelona. I think they will make it uncomfortable for the Catalans. But I think Barcelona having that psychological edge away from home, knowing they have to go out and perform, knowing that right now all the pressure is on them, is going to sort of motivate them as opposed to crushing them as we've seen it happen against teams like Bilbao in the Copa del Rey and against PSG in the Champions League. I think Barcelona know that they won La Liga last season because they were solid at the back, but they've struggled to be solid at the back this season. Another big factor was the injury to Marc-Andre ter Stegen, which kept him out for large periods of the season as well. I think Barcelona can take a little bit of heart knowing that Stuani is injured coming into this fixture, so he might not feature in the match at all. But I still don't think it'll be enough for them to get out a result. I think Barcelona are going to just have to be grateful with a single point in this one. I think Girona come into this one feeling a bit more confident, even though both sides come into this one with 3 wins and 2 losses. When you look at the sides that Barcelona have had to play against, they've lost against PSG and they've lost against league leaders Real Madrid in a match that they should have been able to perform better in. But I think Girona come into this one feeling a bit fresher, feeling psychologically better, but perhaps not fully there. I think perhaps maybe I'm still biased because I look at Girona on paper and I just think Barcelona have so many better players who have more individual quality. But I think right now Girona have chemistry in their back pocket, and that will be the deciding factor. But for my final result, I'm going to slot this in as a draw with Girona 2, Barcelona 2. Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time and the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.